Okay, back in a Monday as Princess Beatrice and Eugenie have been banned from this year's Royal Ascot as the fallout from their parents' ties to Jeffrey Epstein continues. Here's Patricia Treble, who joins us now for another Royal Roundup. And Patricia, the sisters will not be a part of this annual racing event. What more do we know about this? And just how surprising is this?
So I'm going to say I'm not that surprised because what has been coming out in the Epstein Files is an acknowledgement that they have more involvement with their parents' relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Beatrice certainly was advising her parents on some of the communications and stuff like that. And I think it's they don't know what the extent is because, of course, people are still going through the files. There's going to be more released. So I think the royal family is just making a decision. And what they've said is basically, and it's all through sources and things like that we're not going to see them at public royal events. So that's going to be garden parties. They usually help out at a few, but especially it's at Royal Ascot. This is the big social event. It's 5 days. It's grand. There's carriage rides. They always take part. They're usually there for most of the days. Not this year. Yeah,
there's been no official statement on this from Buckingham Palace.
And there will not. They are private members of the royal family. It's going to be dealt privately, but everyone is reporting this, so that alone means that I doubt we're going to be seeing them this year.
And Jeff was mentioning earlier in the show that sources close to the princesses say they're taking this really hard.
Yeah, so this is a huge thing for them because, of course, you know, they're married, they've got careers. Ascot is the big social event of the year, especially in Britain, especially among high society. So for them to not be allowed to come is a big blow. But it also signals that the family is pulling away from the Yorks. Remember, they went to Christmas. They were with the family at Christmas. They were at church. So everything has changed, and it's because of the Epstein Files, the revelations.
Okay. Speaking of that, there's word that Netflix is looking at bringing back The Crown because of all of this, because of Andrew's down.
I think this might be perfect. So we had 6 years of The Crown. It went last aired 2.5 years ago. You know, and they might bring it back. They might do a limited series just focusing on Andrew. Now, they ended this in 2005, and the characters ended in 2005. So you have a lot of the actors already, they know who they are, and they know what their abilities are. I think they could spin it up. I think the issue is that things are changing so much. What we thought the situation was a month ago is not the situation now.
Right.
I think you could have a lot of script rewrites.
Right. Never mind 6-8 months from now when this might actually hit Netflix.
Exactly.
Sure. So. All right, meantime, Harry and Meghan, they were in Jordan last week on a humanitarian mission, and one of the many headlines coming out of there is that Harry declined to comment on the scandal involving his uncle. Yeah,
so he was doing a rare interview. He doesn't do a lot of media interviews. He just wouldn't be drawn at all. But I think this is going to be the standard thing. Every time a royal has a camera in front of them, they're going to be asked about the Andrew scandal. I don't think they want to talk about it for obvious reasons, and I think that was just the first of what are going to be many examples.
What more can you tell us about their time there?
Yeah, so really short visit. So they were there at the invitation of the head of the World Health Organization. And they wanted to draw attention to the humanitarian efforts in Jordan. There's more than 1 million refugees there. And the World Health Organization, the other UN agencies and everything, they need attention. And so that was one of the reasons that Harry and Meghan went. They've also donated to the World Health Organization for children refugee children in Jordan. So they wanted to look at that. But as opposed to the kind of the quasi-royal, the really high headline ones, trips they had in Nigeria and Colombia 2 years ago, very low-key, very, very quiet, and very fast. They were out before the conflict began.
Okay. All right, just finally, I want to mention the Princess of Wales, who had a polite but firm response during a visit to Wales when a fan came up and wanted something that would have broken royal protocol.
Yep, he wanted an autograph. He wanted her to sign a piece of paper. And we always talk about, we're always saying, this is not royal protocol, this is not royal protocol. This is royal protocol. They don't want to get in the situation where people are just shoving things in front of them, because also it's forgeries. People will resell them. So she said what everyone says, I'll shake your hand. They'll do selfies, they'll shake hands. She was doing rock, paper, scissors with people in the crowd, but they will not sign autographs.
Okay. All right. There you have it. Don't ask for an autograph.
All right. Duly noted.
Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you.